this side of the yard is kind of a work in progress. I had to remove some mint, some native short-tooth mountain mint that took over this bed. So I have to fill in some soil, but this is my beautiful rhubarb. It's Victoria rhubarb. So the stalks stay green. They only get a tinge of red, so it's a little different than your standard red rhubarb. A little hardier, so that's why I chose it, because I tried rhubarb many years ago and the crown rotted out on me, so I understand this one's a little bit hardier. And then we have some garlic that'll be ready to harvest in July, I'm guessing. It's a beautiful garlic. And then these are some nodding onions, bunching onions. More bunching onions. Some leek. Some regular onions and some scallions. So a little bit of everything in here. And I gotta get my other seeds. There's plenty of room for all the other stuff that I want to grow. I wanted to show you what happens to mushrooms that you don't harvest. So these were the mushrooms I highlighted in another video. They are wine-cap King Strophoria mushrooms, and they're delicious. But these kind of came out after a heavy rain, and we had this beautiful flush, and I take care of Mom, so I'm not here every day, and I missed the opportunity in the window to harvest them before they went to spore. So I'm going to let them replenish, and I'll keep an eye on them for new little faces as they come up. That way I can get them before they go that far. And this is another perennial. This is sunchoke. So if you can see, I didn't harvest the tubers in the back. So this is where they are the thickest. And then it starts to thin out towards the front where I did harvest last fall. So I'm going to do the opposite this year. I'm going to let these grow and not harvest. And I'll harvest the larger tubers from this end. So it'll be a nice thing. And then this is my native foam flower, which is just going to the end of its bloom. It's really beautiful. And there's even babies seeded down there, and some partridge peas. So you just throw your native seeds into a planter, and they'll get through the winter and seed themselves. This is our little first bed we actually made, raised bed, that has chives. I started those from seed, so chives are something that will return year after year. They're just getting ready to blossom. And next to them is garlic chives, which is a little different. It tastes like both garlic and chives, so it has a unique flavor, and it really is a complement to any meal. We've got a lot of transportation here. We got a train coming. And this is going to be our little gnome fairy village soon, being built. I'll give you progress on that. And these are mushrooms I'm going to grab today that will make a nice soup, but unfortunately the other ones kind of are beyond, again, just for the same reason. I can still harvest this little guy over here underneath the larger one, but this is why they call them King Strophoria. They are some massive mushrooms. My hand gives you a scale. These guys are still pretty small, but big enough. They should really be harvested before this cap opens up. I let them open up and it got a little too far, so they have a different flavor when they get this big. They're not quite as nice. And Penny's coming over to see what I'm up to here. She's always nosy. These are some native blackberries that I'm allowing to grow and move into the area. They're not like the hybrids. Most gardeners want hybrids and things that don't have seeds or don't have thorns, and while I appreciate that, and I may grow some myself, I also want to grow plants that'll feed the native critters and native insects. So I like when there's somebody actually chewing on my plants. So this is the secondary bed. We took out a bunch of non-natives over here, so we're working on that area actively. I'm going to put in a salix bush over there, and so this is kind of the overview.